I'm here to talk about Sarah Green. Yes, give it up for Sarah Green, everybody. The first time I met Sarah Green, I was on a van to shoot one day on Terrence Malick's Night of Cups. I'd gotten a call on a Tuesday saying, would you mind coming in on a Thursday and being a part of a Terrence Malick movie? I had just seen Tree of Life, which Sarah produced, and I said, absolutely. And I said, what's it about? And then nobody gave me an answer. And that's what I just walked in, I said, okay. The whole day was just okay. I don't know what, come dressed for a party, okay. I got 2 pairs of shoes on. I got a dress shoe on and a sneaker on. Which one do you want me to wear? They said, wear them both for Terry, he'll like it. I said, okay. And then I was scared. I was very scared because I knew I was going to have the privilege of working with truly one of the great auteurs in filmmaking history, not just of the last 25, 50 years of all time. And I was very nervous. And I got on the van to go to set, and there was just this woman there who started talking to me. And I was like, I don't know who this woman is, but I know that she's important, and I know that she makes me feel safe. And for those of you who've been on sets, there's a couple types of people that you meet on a film set. There are the people there who are there to just, show everybody who they are, talk about their credits. There are people there who have their one job that they are focused on and they don't care what anybody else are doing. There are a lot of scared people, like actors who've never been in a Terrence Malick movie before. And then there are the people who just quietly are getting things done. And those people are very few and far between. And those people are just, there's not those people. There are very few of those people. And one of those people is Sarah Green. When you walk onto a set, you're like, this woman, she just makes me feel safe. She makes me feel like she knows what's happening, and she's never trying to show you who she is. She's just going and getting things done. And I felt an immediate comfort meeting her and being in a van with her, and the rest of that day was one of the most magical days of my career. I walked on set, and there were dogs in costume. And there was like a dude shaving a block of ice into a poodle. And my job was to just disrupt Christian Bale. And it was one of the most glorious days of my career and of my life. And Sarah set the tone. She made me feel comfortable, confident, and capable from the moment I walked on the set. The next time I heard about Sarah was I had been told that Jeff Nichols was interested in me for his film Loving. And I was so excited because I love Jeff's movies, of course, which Sarah has produced all but Shotgun Stories on. And that's why the movie's kind of a mess, let's be honest, Jeff. But I was like, I can't believe it. I'm going to be in a cool movie with a cool director who makes really important films that are beautiful and beautifully told. And then my schedule would not work out. And for the next 2 months, Sarah worked out with my representation to make sure that I could do this film so that I would have the opportunity to do it, and so that Jeff could have the person he wanted to be in this film be in it. And she never asked for anything. She was never difficult. My reps loved talking to her. And that's not an easy thing to work out the puzzle and the jigsaw of getting things to line up when there are a lot of things at play. And then I went and shot Loving, and it was exactly like working on Night of Cups. It was, and I credit obviously Jeff but Sarah as well. It just was a pleasure. It felt like, oh, this is what art is supposed to be. This is like a collaboration between a bunch of people who want to tell one story and they want to tell it beautifully. And I watched Sarah navigate schedule. I watched Sarah make sure that Jeff didn't get super pissed when the snowblower wasn't ready for the scene that was supposed to take place in the dead of winter in the middle of October. I watched her take us out to dinner. I just watched her make everything work. And that's why so many great filmmakers choose Sarah to make their films. John Sayles, David Mamet, Julie Taymor, Terrence Malick, and the undeniably sexy Jeff Nichols. All of these filmmakers, the one thing that they have in common is that they have uncompromising visions. And to produce for an uncompromising vision is not easy, because you have to lead block for them, you have to help them make their vision happen, you have to make sure that you can play, that you're defending them against the studio or the financier who's on set, and you have to fucking deal with him. And Sarah dances through all of that beautifully and elegantly and quite powerfully. And that's a very fine line that she threads every time she makes a film. The next time I spent time with Sarah was at Cannes, and we were there with Loving, and I spent a lot of time with her. I got to go watch movies with Sarah, and that was an amazing thing, to go and watch films with someone and then talk about them and realize, oh, this woman loves films. She likes to make movies, but some people like to make movies because it's cool, because you're on set, because you get to meet Michael Shannon and navigate what a conversation with him is like. But then I just talked to her after movies, and it was Almodovar, and it was, all these people, and she just loves films. The next time I saw her I was in New York, and she was like, I'm going to go see Sam Shepard's play because he's a friend. I was like, of course he is. Because you're friends with every cool artist and writer that's lived in America in the last 50 years. We hung out, and she loved talking about his play. She loved talking about what he was doing. And I realized that this woman loves films, and she loves art, and she loves every piece of the process of making a film. And that's what's amazing about a producer is none of us really know exactly what a producer does until you realize that the good ones do everything. They help raise money, they help navigate the process of getting a movie made, and especially filmmakers who are making difficult films that people don't necessarily want to finance. She gets it done, and it's because she's been through every part of it. She started as a gaffer. Before that, she was a PA on the 1981 movie Dear Diary, a film about female puberty. I think that was maybe her first gig in filmmaking, and this one when she was like a punk rock DJ. I mean, this is a fucking cool woman. She was a punk rock DJ in the early 80s in Boston. And then she was a gaffer, and then she wanted to be a cinematographer, and she realized her great skill set was not to be a cinematographer, but it was to get films made, and that's when she zeroed in on it. She's been a part of Tree of Life. She made Mud, she made Frida, she made Take Shelter, she made Midnight Special, she made Girl Fight, she made just scores of more films that I haven't even mentioned. And I just feel truly honored to know her and to be able to call her a friend and to be someone who has gotten to work with her and see her fine and yet firm touch on so many beautiful films that have changed the landscape of filmmaking. So let's take a look at some of the films that she's been a part of.
I didn't have what it takes.
So what does it take? To be great, I mean.
I don't know. A real strong will.
Texas Film Hall of Fame honoree, Sarah Green.
Yikes. Community. Community is a concept I value highly. Strange things are happening in our world today, and without community, I'm not sure how we would cope. We need community to support each other, to cheer each other on, and to fight for each other when necessary. Community is what all this means to me, all of you. The Austin Film Society is a perfect example of community working at its best, keeping established members of our filmmaking community connected, providing opportunities for those needing a hand up, and welcoming newcomers with open arms. I know so many people who have benefited from the Austin Film Society through the grants programs, the screenings, the internships. I can't count the number of wonderful employees that I and my partners have hired over the years, straight from their AFS internships. It's the first place we looked for new talent, and I am thrilled to be part of this community. Louis Black was the first Austinite I ever met. That worked. We had become friends while scouting locations on Passion Fish years ago. And so when I visited here to see my new Austin friends, Terry and Eki Malik, Louis invited me to a party that the Austin Chronicle and the Austin Film Society were throwing. And amongst many amazing folks that I met Janet Pearson, who became my next great friend in Austin. These four remain truly dear to me, and their bringing me into this community has been priceless. Producing movies leads by nature to a vagabond lifestyle. We move around all the time, never one place very long, so I especially value community in my work. I work with the same directors over and over. We work with the same collaborators. Voila, community. Jeff Nichols is here, who appears to share one wildly oversized creative brain trust with Mike Shannon, who is here. Nick Gonda is here, my wise, talented, and trusted partner. Last 15 years in the extraordinary world of Terrence Malick, who is not here, but is very much a part of this community. Ty Sheridan's here, is a big part of my community. He joined me on the Tree of Life. He continued with Mud, and I'm waiting for him to hire me next. And Nick Kroll. We shared an afternoon on Night of Cups. We got months out of loving. And he thinks he's free now, but he has another thing coming. So many of you out there, Julie and Shannon and Michael and Elizabeth and Alan. I can't name you all, but you know that I value you. Thanks to Rick Linkletter for his vision in starting all this, to Rebecca Campbell and Holly Herrick, and all of you for helping to build this film society to the force that it is. And thank you all, everyone in this room. I'm proud to accept this honor. I'm proud to be a part of your community, of our community. Thank you.